Hey everyone, good morning. I hope that you're all well. I just wanted to jump on really quickly to just share something with you, an experience that I had over the last few days. So on Wednesday, I was called to do a DNA healing and some genetic restructuring. I've done a lot of ancestral work in the past, but this time I was called to do something a little bit more on a physiological, somatic level and work on actually reprogramming the cells on a genetic level in relation to kind of reprogramming a specific part of my DNA to heal, because I've been more aware over the last few weeks of carrying a specific emotions from my father, and I always work with my higher self and attune in and ask, is this specific emotion mine? And I got a no, and then of course I asked, is it inherited? Is it inherited from parents or ancestor kind of thing? And I picked up that it was coming from my father and my mother actually. And on my mother, not specifically from my mother, not directly from my mother, but from her parents, and that my mother had picked up, and that I had transferred, and then particularly that I'd picked up directly from my father as a result of his experiences. So yeah, it was an interesting dynamic, but it was the same emotion, and there's always an interconnection. I mean, just as we choose our parents and we choose the people that we partner with in our relationships to reflect and mirror each other, of course our parents do the same. And so yeah, it was a really interesting dynamic to tap into the story of my parents, and what's happened in my mother's life with her parents. And my grandparents were both in the war. They both had PTSD, and my grandmother was a very, very bitter lady, and my mum is not like that at all. But I was carrying this bitterness, and I knew that it wasn't mine, because I really don't have anything to be bitter about in my life. I don't hold grudges, and if I'm hurt, I deal with it, and I really genuinely don't take it personally. If I perceive somebody's hurting me, or whether somebody actually does intentionally or unintentionally, it's not something that I just don't hold grudges. I don't forget when people do particular things. I just distance myself from them. But I'm just not a grudgy type of person, and to not hold that bitterness. But I've become aware that I was holding a lot of this particular energy, and it was very heavy. And so when I went in and I picked up that it was coming from my father, and then as I went in and I started working with a specific point within my DNA template, then it came to me. I was asking, is there anything else that's coming from anybody else? And this is when I was picking up the energy from the bitterness from my grandparents as well, and also the PTSD, because I've also picked up their trauma imprints, as we do. This is all part of it's not just our own stuff that we're perpetuating from our own experiences. It's also what we're carrying as a result of the imprints that we hold from our parents and our grandparents and great-grandparents and so on. So I went in and I cleared the PTSD, and then I cleared this bitterness, and while I was in there I just asked anything else, if there's anything else, if there's any anger or rage or anything that's negative, that's dark, that's dense, for all of it to be repaired. And then I did this healing on the DNA, and then I reprogrammed the DNA, etc. And yeah, I could feel instantly. And I work with specific frequencies. I work with crystal frequencies, and I also work with colour frequencies: magenta, gold, platinum, and I've been called to work with pearl frequencies over the last couple of months, and so these pearl frequencies are really beautiful to work with. And yeah, the next day I felt instantly, after I'd done it, I felt a real sense of peace and calm. And the next day didn't feel a huge difference. Yeah, I did felt a subtle change, but actually that night, the following day, that night, I broke my sunglasses and I broke my reading glasses. So both my glasses, I broke them. And I thought, this is interesting, why I've broke my glasses, 2 pairs of glasses. So today I went into town and I bought a pair of expensive sunglasses, which I don't usually buy expensive sunglasses out here because I break them and lose them so easily. But I treated myself to a nice, I mean, they're not so expensive, but treated myself to a really nice pair of sunglasses, and I bought some new reading glasses. And so when I came home, I just kind of sat for a moment, and then I tapped into the glasses story, because yesterday I was asking, higher self, show me what the significance is to breaking my glasses, because I knew there would be a message. Anyway, today I was driving around today, like just noticing that I'm me again, like this dark energy that's been bubbling under the surface. It's gone, and I was driving around smiling at everybody and just feeling like my old self again. And so when I got home, then I got a message: you're seeing the world with new eyes. And I thought, wow, of course. Of course. So yeah, these new glasses, reading glasses and sunglasses, seeing the world with new eyes. And I thought, wow, that is really super, super interesting. And just being really aware and conscious of the actual shift that has taken place, and just the fact that I seem to have got my old energy back, this smiling again. And because I've been so serious for the last few months, I went through a real deep trauma release in March. That is something that I had manifested. I've been working on specific birth trauma, and I kind of went through the birth canal in a physical sense, literally, and metaphorically and energetically. So I had a huge kind of rebirth process in March. But since then, it's like I've been carrying this burden, this heaviness, this seriousness, and it's kind of like the life just went out of my eyes, And so, there's been a lot of interference. Like some of you might have seen my post already this morning, where I'm talking about a lot of all the space junk. There's so much space junk out there at the moment that is designed to interfere with and manipulate our thoughts and our emotions. And I really do think there's been an element of that as well. And because of the shift within the inner earth, again, I mentioned in the post, if you've not seen it, hop on to my Facebook page and have a little read. So the inner earth is shifting. She's realigning herself. She's actually shifted, and now she's realigning. So all the grids and the templates and the grids and the plates are all coming back into alignment. So I'm sure it's going to affect our frequency as well, because obviously, it affects what happens with the earth, affects our electromagnetic frequency, just as our electromagnetic frequency can affect our environment and also the earth. So it's a super, super interesting what's going on at the moment. So I just wanted to share that little tip with you. So if any of you are called, I'll be teaching all of this in my next training course, which starts on the 10th and 11th of September. So if any of you are called to join the next Akashic training, so you can join for level 1 only, where we'll be going into different, DNA healing, and I'll be teaching you this particular process and the kind of quantum light body frequency regenesis process that I do, reprogramming and doing some shadow work. That's the level 1, session 1 on the 10th and 11th of December. So you can join for level 1 only. And for those of you who want to continue on to the practitioner, where I'm teaching you how to do all of this for other people, how to read other people's records and do all of this specific healings. They're real, you know, high frequency healings. So yeah, if you're interested in doing this work and doing it for other people, then you can continue on to do the practitioner, the level 2, which continues on the 1st and 2nd of October, and the 29th and 30th of October, and then the last session on the 19th and 20th of November. So yeah, let me know if you're called. If not, and you want to work with me on a one-to-one basis, then give me a shout. And yeah, we can work together, help you. I do Akashic readings and shadow work mentoring, different healings, and yeah, I do a mentorship program as well. So have a hop on to my website, miarenner.com, or reach out to me and I can send you any links, or we can book a free call and have a chat and see if I can help you. But yeah, now is the time to really do our real deep work, and you know, clear all of these, you know, so we can actually heal and seal all these ancestral portals that are still open, that are, you know, affecting the etheric space. And there's, like I said, there's so much space junk out there, and it's not just all of the energies that are being stirred up, you know, the unseen energies that are being stirred up. There's so many entity energies out there at the minute, but of course the interference that we're having from, you know, what's going on a 3D level, with all the 3D interference from the control matrix and all of the stuff that's happening on a personal level. There's just so much of it. So if we can really work on bringing ourselves into harmony and balance and heal ourselves, especially when we're doing DNA and we're working on a genetic level and, you know, clearing all the stuff that we've inherited genetically, then we're also healing our family line, you know, our parents and our siblings and our children, and our grandparents and the collective, and it just goes on and on. It has a knock-on effect on everything. So yeah, let me know, and if not, I'll see you on the next video whenever I'm called. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, and sending lots of love and sunshine from Thailand. Ciao, bye for now.